Hey guys, this is Shriya from Pumpkin's Kitchen, and today we are headed to Naravi, which is a beautiful little town on the foothills of the Kudremukh Ghats, about 50 kilometers away from Mangalore. And it's a beautiful rainy morning. We are headed to Naravi. We've got something really special for you, so stick around for the video and please watch. We are finally here. Welcome to Naravi. You've got the beautiful mountains on the backdrop and the river on my side. I'm headed to my friend's house to cook up a beautiful vegetarian meal. So I'll see you there. Hello. Hi. How are you? Late? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So what are we cooking today? Uppar pachi? Oh, pickled jackfruit. Yeah. Yummy. So can we get on with it because I'm damn hungry? Yeah, please come. So we are making uppar pachi today, which is basically pickled jackfruit, and all you do is it's just salted jackfruit, where you take in a jackfruit that is not completely ripened. It's slightly raw, but it's not completely raw. It's an in between stage, and it's basically just layered with salt in a can such as this. And I think after a month or so, you get this beautiful uppar pachi. It's actually the salt that releases all of this liquid that is there in the can, and there's absolutely no water that goes into it, and it's a very traditional delicacy in Mangalore, where we have this along with just ganji, right? So red rice that we cook, and it's just cooked red rice, and then you have uppar pachi on the side, and it is absolutely delicious. So Yajna, what I want to ask you is, first of all, how long has this been pickled, and how long back did you all pickle this one?
This is around 1 year old.
Wow, this is a year old, is it? And how long does it last for?
Around 2 years, 2.5 years.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Is there a particular type of jackfruit that you need to use for uppar pachi, or do all of them work?
Not all of them. We use there is a variety. I don't know the name actually, but it should be a thicker one, flesh, and Tuluva we
Don't use. So Tuluva is it's basically the mushy jackfruit that we generally use to make jackfruit purees here. And can I borrow this to make my uppar pachi Raja?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great. So I'll see you in the kitchen, guys. Let's go, and we are going to make uppar pachi today. So the ingredients that you require will be 8 long chilies. This is a local variety. You can use bedki or byadgi as well. You need 5 cloves of garlic, a small onion that has been quartered, 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, a pinch of methi seeds, 1 tablespoon of jeera, 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, and about half a vati of coconut that has just been sliced, and a small ball of tamarind. For the tadka that we are going to add later, we just need about 1 tablespoon of urad dal and 1 tablespoon of rye, and about a good bunch of curry leaves, and the main ingredient for this being the jackfruit. This has been soaking for about an hour in water, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the water and re-add more water and put it for a boil, because it's very important that this gets boiled first before we make the masala. Okay, so we are going to begin with making the arepu, that is a masala for the uppar pachi. We are going to start with about 2 teaspoons of coconut oil, okay, 3 teaspoons of coconut oil, and we'll start with adding the mustard seeds inside, and we're going to wait for it to splatter before adding the rest of the masalas. Adding the jeera in as well. Once the mustard seeds splatter, we will add in the coriander seeds. I always add the methi towards the end, because methi burns really fast. So if you add it in the beginning, by the time all your other spices are roasted, it's going to be burned. Now we are going to finally add the methi. Once the spices release their aroma, they are ready, and you can just take them out and put them into a small mixer jar because we are going to grind it into a coarse paste. There you go. So once that is done, I'm just going to add another spoon of oil so that I can fry my chilies and garlic. So we'll add the chili first and just give it a mix. And I'm going to add the garlic cloves and the onions to it. This smells so good right now, and once your chilies are nice and roasted, you can just take them off and add them to your mixer jar. And to this, I am going to add the coconut. So the coconut is not going to be roasted. Just going to put in the coconut, a piece of tamarind, and we are going to grind this into a coarse paste by adding very minimal water because you don't want it to be fine. I'll show you once it's done on the texture that you're looking for. Alright, so time to make the Uppad Pachir now. We're going to start with a couple of teaspoons of coconut oil. We're going to allow that to heat up. The jackfruit that has been boiling, so you need to boil it so that it kind of cooks completely. Otherwise it's not going to cook while you make the stir fry because the ajadina is basically kind of like a stir fry and it's going to be cooked really fast. So it was boiling for about 20 to 30 minutes until it softens, and it also takes out the excessive salt that is there in the jackfruit. Once your oil is heated up, you put about a handful of curry leaves, and then this is the only tadka that goes in. You put in a little bit of rye, that is mustard seeds, and urad dal. Urad dal gives a wonderful crunch to the Uppad Pachir, so it is extremely important. Wow, look at the colors. So once your mustard stops spluttering, that's when you're going to reduce the heat, and we will add the masala that we prepared. We're going to stir it around, and I'm going to add a little bit, a very small touch of salt, because you need to remember that the jackfruit itself is quite salty. So we'll add a small amount of salt to this. So once this has been stirred for about 3 to 4 minutes, it's time for us to put the boiled jackfruit, that is the Uppad Pachir, into it. As you can see, it's become translucent, nice and soft. It's ready to go into the sabzi. The beauty about this vegetable is the fact that jackfruit season, as you know, is very short. You get jackfruit only for a couple of months in a year, and you get jackfruit in abundance. So there's no way that people can actually consume that much, and this is a really ingenious way to kind of pickle and preserve it. As most Indian households, I think Indians are experts at pickling and preserving seasonal fruits and vegetables to use them all year round, and this way we make sure that we can eat jackfruit through the year. There you go. So it is going to stick to your kadhai, so it's extremely important that you kind of keep mixing it, otherwise it will burn at the bottom. Make sure your heat is low. It's super duper quick to make the Uppad Pachir. Of course, you need the brine jackfruit But that also is again quite easy to make, but you need to kind of make sure that you get the jackfruit at the right texture before you pickle it. And that is something that comes with experience. And I think our mums and grandmoms are quite expert at that. We are going to take some time to learn. There you go. Just give it a little bit of a taste. That's perfect. So while this rests for some time, let's move on and show you a quick way to make a delicious kokum sar. So the kokum sar is super duper simple. All you've got to do is take a handful of dried kokum, about 20 to 30 grams of jaggery and a little bit of salt, and you bring it to a boil. We are making it in a mud pot. This is known as a bisale, and that will add an even better flavor to the sar. Basically, anything that is cooked in an earthen pot will always taste better. I'm just going to be adding 1 green chili to this. You could add it according to your spice levels. You could add chili powder as well. I like the flavor of the green chili, so we'll be just adding that. So while this is coming to a boil, this is almost actually ready. I'm just going to wait for it to come to one boil, and while that is getting done, I'm going to move on and make the tadka. The tadka again, super duper simple. All you need is mustard seeds and lots of garlic. I love a lot of garlic in my kokum sar, so you can take about 5 to 6 cloves and about a teaspoon of mustard seeds. And I'm going to give my tadka in coconut oil. So this is a tadka spoon, and which is super duper cute. We are just going to allow that to kind of splutter and cook completely. There you go. Tadka is ready. As you can see, the sar is boiling. Just pour it directly. And there you go. Kokum sar is ready. And I think we are ready to have lunch now. Alright, lunch is ready. Now Yajna is going to take me to her favorite spot on the farm. I couldn't have asked for a better place to have my lunch because it's so beautiful. Now you've got to tell me how the Uppat Pachira has actually turned out. Good, good. Really?
Yeah, almost close to my mom's recipe.
Thank God. I know I can't beat auntie ever, but I'm glad that it is close. Can you taste the kokum sar as well?
Nice.
Great. I'm so happy. And we've got a light drizzle. We're enjoying the rain and having my lunch. It's really yummy.
I'm liking it.
So I hope you liked this video that we did at Naravi. We are planning to do a lot more such videos of travel and discovering the lost recipes of Karnataka. If you've liked it, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe and tell everybody about Pumpkin's Kitchen. See you next time.